What is up? Thank you for coming to my channel, Prison POV. I really wanted to do this video yesterday, but the reason why I didn't, because if it had died like I did the last two videos I did, I would not have been able to handle it. I would have had an episode straight panic attack. Remember it used to die back in the day? I figured out it was because my camera, my phone was backing up on my Instagram, so all the guitar videos that was on Instagram was also in my gallery. So I erased all that, didn't have no more problems until yesterday. But I think it's because I had a lot of unread messages. A lot of messages were coming in, Instagram, the trash was full. Hopefully we can get through it today, man, because it trips me out when it does that. I hate it more than anything. Now I had that camera, I watched a tutorial on it once, I'm going to watch another one. But here's what tech does to me. I figured out the trigger. I figured out why tech is so difficult for me. One of the reasons. When I was in 7th grade, I had a bicycle. The back tire got flat. I was raised without a dad. I don't know anything about tools, nothing like that. But I wanted to fix the back tire. I read on the tire, you had to have a certain size inner tube, so I got some money somehow, some change, walked all the way to Toys R Us, which is far from my house, looked at the numbers I wrote down, got the right tube, went back, went to go put the tube on, I took out the two back bolts, pulled on it, tire wouldn't come off, pulled on it, yanked on it, the two back bolts were off. What in the hell is going on? I couldn't figure it out, man. It gave me a freaking panic attack. Before you know it, I had a hammer, I bashed out all the spokes. I just bashed the freaking hammer, the bike with the hammer real bad. Same getting flushed, even talking about, why won't the thing come off? Bashed it up with a hammer, threw it in the trash. Later I figured out the chain. The chain was on. So now I'll be doing tech, and it won't be making sense to me. Like the other day I tried doing something, and I said, put your email in. I put my email in, it said, no, that's the wrong email. The fuck if it is, that's the right email. The bolts are off, motherfucker, why is it not working? I get really tripped out because of that bicycle incident, I believe. Key is to understand yourself. But I'm going to move forward. I'm going to push past it, overcome. I'm going to get tech figured out. I'm going to do the damn thing. So, I say all that to say this. I'm behind right now on comments and mail too. I answer every comment. And I think I had 3 videos kind of back-to-back comments out of control. I love them. I need to get in there. I read most of them. I just haven't replied. So I got to get in there and get caught up on comments. That's a tough one. Caught up on comments. And then mail. I'm behind on mail. I got like 10 letters need to go out. So I'll get caught up on all that tomorrow. So in the year 2000, I was fighting my first term. I was going to pen. I was calling home a lot because I was real nervous about going to prison. I was really nervous about the tattoo I had on my back. Now, you know what's cool? I've talked about this tattoo a lot. It's been covered up. But you can still see where it was. So my cousin's going to be able to go in there with a pen and just bring that tattoo alive. Bring it back out through the cover up. And I'm going to take a picture of it, put it on IG. You guys will be able to see the tattoo I've been talking about all this time. I was nervous about it. Calling home a lot. Finally, I could not get a hold of nobody for like a whole week. Calling my dad. A whole week. Like, what the heck? Don't leave me hanging now. Help me, Rhonda. Finally, I get a hold of him. He was in the hospital. He got sick. Mesothelioma. Asbestos cancer. I think he got it when he was in the Navy. Also, he was an electrician. He got sick. I get out of prison for my first term. He buys me a car. No, he's getting all his asbestos settlements. He said, son, you have to give me power of attorney. All these asbestos settlements, these trust companies, you're my only son, they want to settle with you. I'm going to get all the money. I'm going to keep the money. I'm the one that's sick. It's for me, but at the same time, they need to settle with you. Give me power of attorney. I'm going to sign you off on these documents. He goes, well, I'll take care of you. Don't worry about it. He bought me a real cool Camaro. Not a brand new one. Kind of older. And his chick broke it. Hanging out with a bunch of people partying at this pad. This chick wanted to go to the store. And I guess she got crafty with the gear shifter. You know how you throw it in second? Did all that. Overcorrected. Either threw it in park or reverse. Coasted it back to the house and it broke. And was like, I don't know. Next morning I tried to start it up. Clang, 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 clang. Like, damn, told my dad he would give me another car. This time I went from a Camaro to a Corsica. And I had this one until I got busted and went to the pen. I get out, he passes away 2 weeks later. Praise God I was out when he passed away. It would have ate me up if I'd been in there when he passed away. I'm out for it. Then my stepmom says, give me a power of attorney the way you gave it to your dad. Because you know you're already scanning, you're going back to the pen, right? I go, yeah. She goes, I don't want to have to be chasing you down. Paperwork's coming in. I go, okay, gave her power of attorney. She got me a car, which I ended up losing this car because I got into a high-speed chase. It was like a hit and run. I barely bumped this dude, not even no damage, and I took off because I can't stop, get paperwork and shit. Oh yeah, here's my insurance. I'm absconding. So I just take off, he chases me. High-speed chase. Finally end up ditching the car in Rexland. I ditch it and I run through this yard, jump this fence, go in this house, change clothes, and then pop out on this street in this front yard with different clothes on. Smoking a cigarette like, wow. And the sheriffs are driving by, everybody's driving by, it was crazy. Lost that car. Then she moved me into this house, rented a room off this guy, paid I think 4 or 5 months rent there, and I'm getting in a fight with him within the first couple of weeks because my girlfriend went in his bedroom. He had a little private refrigerator because he had a 3-bedroom house and he rented 2 of the rooms out. He had a little private refrigerator in his room since he had roommates. And my girlfriend went in there and took some sodas out of his refrigerator and was drinking them. Him and I got in a fight. I said, fuck it, I'm leaving. Refund me the cash. He ended up refunding me the cash. Got the hell out of there. And I was staying in motels and I was doing the damn thing like I like to do anyway. Screw the stable residents, man. Anyways, that's how I used to think. So this, I could have never predicted this. I never saw this twist coming. I'm in Oildale. I ended up talking to this one chick. She has a necklace. I don't remember what's cool about this necklace, but I really liked it. I hustle her for it. I talk her out of this necklace. Now I have it. So then I go around my old lady the next day and she's like, hey, where'd you get that necklace? I was like, what necklace? You got it from that girl, didn't you? What girl? Talked about. She goes, look, don't bullshit me. That's my brother's necklace. I know for a fact some girl stole it from him in Oildale. I was like, yeah, and I stole it back from her. I'm here. I brought it back. I knew that she stole it from your brother, so I stole it from her. She goes, yeah, right. How'd you know she stole it? She's not going to say I stole it. I overheard her tell one of her friends. She goes, a friend? What friend? You're hanging out with her and one of her friends? I was like, no, I'm not digging myself a big old hole. I'm like, no. And she goes, okay, you overheard, and how'd you get it? I go, she took it off. She goes, why would she take the necklace off? And did what with it? I go, she set it down. She's like, anyway, big old fight. She's like, what? Why would she take the necklace off? What reasons do I take my necklaces off for, Christopher? Sometimes take a shower. Oh, so you're saying she took a shower with you and her friend? What? I was like, no, I didn't say that. What the hell's going on here? She's like, you had a threesome. I'm like, what? A three-piece? Like I was playing bass and she was playing the drums and she was singing tenor? What are you talking about? You know, motherfucker. No, I don't do no threesome and that type of weird shit. Nah, not me. Charlie Holmes. She called my stepmom and said I broke in the house and stole a bunch of stuff. Then my stepmom hits me up, like your girlfriend called and said you stole a bunch of stuff. She goes, I don't see nothing missing, though. I go, probably because I didn't take nothing. That's what I would think. Hey, Splinter, someone stole from me. I look around, nothing's missing. I guess they didn't. Anyway, my stepmom got mad at me. I didn't have nothing coming from her. Ended up going back in the pen, nothing coming. Get out, nothing coming. Go back in, nothing coming. I think to myself, what would happen if I revoked that power of attorney? So I write the Asbestos Settlement people, the lawyers in Oakland. Go to the law library, get their address. I write them, I want to revoke power of attorney. Not know what would happen. They send me a letter saying we have $500,000 right now. You and your stepmom have to figure out a way how to split it. I'm like, woohoo! I want halfies. Halfers, separate yours from mine. $250K for me. Her lawyer sends me a letter saying, look, we're going to offer you either $10,000 or 10%. Give me $10,000. Would think I'm stupid? I mean, come on, dude. 10,000 or 10%? Even an idiot could tell you 10% is 50 grand. They're like, we're going to give you $10,000 or 50,000. Which one do you want, huh? It's like telling a little kid. And yeah, I got $5 $1 bills or this $20 bill. Icky, what do you want? You want the 5 ones, right? Play that old mind game on me. Look, I'll get my own lawyer. I got me a bigger show lawyer. I said, look, get us 50%. He was no match for her high-power, out-of-town Oakland lawyer. He came back with his tail between his legs. Like, dude, you better jump on this 10%. You can end up with less. I got the 10%. I had that 50 grand. Somehow I got 30,000. In 4 months it was gone. I was back in the pen. Where am I at? Hang on. Give me a moment, please. I'm right here. I'm just looking at something. Oh, yeah. I think I'm all crafty and clever because I did my notes different. I wrote them sideways now, but now they're even kind of harder to see. Couldn't even see them from the chair. I literally had to get up and walk around the desk. Be that as it may. I don't get these settlements anymore. I could even blame these asbestos settlements from me being on methadone to this day. Let me tell you what happened. So I'm clean. I kicked heroin right here in my pad in 2015. Just cold turkey, man. Clean. Within 30 days, I was good. I didn't want to be on that shit no more. Plus, I didn't have a kick no more. Connect no more. Long story. Then, about a year or so later, someone gives me a big coffee cup. Speaking of coffee cup, I'm drinking that Fidalgo coffee. Hey, you guys who I sent Fidalgo coffee to, do you guys like it? You been drinking it? Hit me up in the comments. Let me know if you like it. Someone gave me a coffee cup full of straight Norcos. I was taking them in the morning, one by one, like straight vitamins. After a while, I got a habit, or thought I did in my mind. One day I woke up, didn't have the Norcos. I'm like, oh, I'm sick. I'm so sick. No way. So then I started getting Tramadols, taking those. I couldn't get no more. I'm sick. I should have just kicked those punk-ass weak Tramadol and Norco habits. It was nothing. But I like to do my own research on these asbestos settlements. So I looked it up, and I noticed there's a new asbestos trust company called Pittsburgh Corning. And they had like $5 billion, and they're breaking off big old fat settlements. So I called my lawyers. I'm like, hey, did you guys gonna file a claim with that Pittsburgh Corning, that new trust? They go, we already did. I'm like, yes! Dude, I'm getting like 50K, I thought. Okay, they filed the claim, takes like 90 days for them to hear the claim out, and like about another 90 days for the money to get. Like 6 months from now, I'm gonna have 50K. So I thought, you know what, I'll just get on methadone. let's get on methadone. I only been about 6 months and I want to get off. I'll have this 50K shit. I'll hire me a housekeeper slash nurse, someone to come by, hook me up to an IV machine, like wean me off, give me some fluids, maybe clean the house a little bit, maybe read me a book, cuddle if I'm feeling emotional. I got the money, I can get anything. I'm gonna get off this methadone and shit. So 6 months goes by, 7 months goes by, 8 months, I'm having this job, I'm working for these fucking drunks, I can't stand these motherfucking fools. I'll be discussing that at a later date. I'm working for these fools, I can't stand them. And at lunch break, I go to my lunch break and it's been 8 months, I'm like, what the fuck? So I call my attorneys, I'm like, hey, whatever happened to that fucking claim? When are they gonna give us our money? They go, the claim got denied. I was like, oh, what? No! A little bit of overacting on my part, but denied. I go, wait, delayed? Did you say delayed? That's okay, I can work with that. Delayed? Please tell me you said delayed. Denied! Got denied. They go, your dad, we knew he was going to get denied. Your dad was not qualified. You know, they were never going to cover him, but we file a claim regardless, no matter what. An opportunity pops up, we file that claim, even if we know it's going to get denied. Okay, well, that's real cool, motherfuckers, but thanks for telling me. Got straight denied, I hadn't get no money out of the motherfuckers. So, bam, been on methadone ever since. Never did get the housekeeper slash nurse. Let me tell you this, though. There was a point when I was having all my checks go to my stepmom's house. The lawyers in Atlanta. Where'd Atlanta come from? Oakland. Never been to Atlanta, don't know anybody there. That was weird, huh? The lawyers from Oakland would send us money, and they'd send her whatever hers, I'd send my 10% to her. And she'd call me and say, you got a check, whatever. So one day I'm kicking back with my homeboy. He has a big old bag of heroin, but he's got to sell it. Like, there's nothing for us to do. He has some money, but we can't even, we're just kicking back. We're just like, damn, we got to sell some of this shit. I decided to call my stepmom. I'm like, hey, because every once in a while I can get $20 from her or whatever. We're not at good terms. I was in out of prison on dope. We're on much better terms now, so I've been clean for a while and I'm off parole. Back then, every once in a while, I might be able to get $20 from her. So I called her. It's like, you got a check over here. I'm like, yes, do I really? She goes, yeah, I could pick it up in the morning. I'm not going to be here. I'll be underneath the mat. So I tell my homie, I'm like, dude, I got a check, bro. I go, it could be for 10 grand. This is going to at least be for one. He's like, yes. He empties out his whole bag. We all got loaded. What little bit of money he had. Bought some cigarettes. We got some pizza. We're partying, hanging out. Next morning, we had a car, hustled up a ride. I told the person, I'll give you $100. Get me right over there. I'm going to need to go to the bank. I jumped through all kinds of hoops to go to my sister's house to get my ID. Oh, man, I took a shower. I was feeling myself, dude. I think I even stole the t-shirt from somebody so I could look new and good. Go to her house, get the check from under the mat. It was for $4.80. I hate it when I rock back and forth. I'm going to break the wheels off this chair. Now I'm going to order me a gamer chair. This thing's ridiculous. Look at this thing, man. What would you guys do if I just start smashing it, kick it, and I sat down Indian style? And I was like, are you guys ready to resume? I gotta get a better chair, dude. This thing's ridiculous. And it makes me rock back and forth. It makes me. Went to your pad, the check was for $4.90 under the mat. I was like, oh, fuck. They wanted to be mad at me. How could they, though? I'm a victim, too. I'm a victim of all this. So that sucked ass. I'll tell you another time that was really cool. One time they gave me a settlement. They said you're going to get $3,000 for 3 years in a row. For 3 years, on January, you're going to get $3 grand. From some company. That's how they settled it out. And I thought I had already got it. And I was strung out heroin, kicking it. And at that time I was getting checks into my mom and my sister's house. They said, you got a check over here. Open it and tell me how much it is. I was leery. Probably for $4.90. I've been here before. I know it's for $3 grand. I'm like, oh shit, I guess it is. I got a third one coming. This fucking pillow. I need a sip of coffee. I mean, my dog's bark. What is that back there they're thinking? Good boys. Girls. Alright, man. See what I mean about rocking? I should fix it with a towel. You know what else? And because my dad had passed away, he had a real rich dad. He had nothing to do with his dad. His dad was real rich. The reason why my dad's dad was real rich was because it was his dad, who came from England. His name was Jack when he was 16 years old. He came here and started a t-shirt company. He was an entrepreneur. He started this big t-shirt company. It got so big that J.C. Penney's came and bought him out. He called it Pennies. They said, dude, you're like, what's where I'm looking for? What's where I'm looking for? You're competition to us. You're selling t-shirts. You're called Pennies. Where J.C. Penney's, they gave him a shitload of money. Then he invested it. He had all this land in Malibu. Millions. So he lived off it. His son, which is my grandpa, lived off it. Then my grandpa had my dad. They didn't really have nothing to do with each other. Divorce and all that bullshit. But he still was in the will. How it was written out when my dad's dad passed away and his stepmom, everything was going to go to, not everything, but my dad was going to get his portion, of course. But it read in the will that if any of our children are not alive, it goes to their children. So since my dad was not alive, I had a settlement coming. And I always knew about this. I would call my uncle Rick, who was in charge, and my dad's half-brother, who was like the executive of all this. Sometimes I was rolled to the curb. I'd call him up, be like, hey man, help me out. He'd be like, yeah, meet me over here to give me $100. Like, dude, one day you're going to be sitting fat. You're going to be sitting really pretty one of these days. Don't even worry about it. One time, I was thrown to the curb. I'm like, man, I know I got a big fat ass inheritance coming. I'm just going to fucking do an armed robbery. I had it all planned out. I was going to go to a convenience store and do this armed robbery. I figured if I got away with it, I'd have the cash. If I didn't get away with it, I'd probably get 4 with 80, 5 with 80. And while I'm in there, my grandmother will pass away and I'll come out with inheritance. I'll just sitting there and just bid my time so I can get out and be living it up fat. But then I'm hooking up with this girlfriend, and I'm moving her apartment, went doing so bad. Then she ended up sending me to the pen over some bullshit. And while I was in there, got that inheritance, and I got out and had a brand new, paid off, not brand new, old as fuck, but paid off house, and $160,000 cash. All gone in a year. He gave me the $100,000, I blew it, and I called him for the other 60. He's like, did you already spend that $100,000? I'm like, no, but I just want the 60. And she's like, no, I'm not going to give it to you, man, because he's worried about me. I was like, you're going to give it up. Long story, we will discuss that as a later day as well. Right now we're talking about asbestos settlements. Got many over the years, man. One time I was at Soledad, when I was in the hole at Soledad. I'm so nervous this motherfucker's going to die on its own. Let's find my center. I was at Soledad in the hole. I had nowhere to go when I got out, and I better quit fucking rocking. It's bothering me. Nowhere to go when I got out. I think maybe I might have my clothes. I don't know. But I was about 3 weeks at the pad. They come. Hey, you got legal mail. I go up there. I settle them for $10,000. I literally got on the ground and kissed the freaking floor. I was so freaking happy. $10,000. And I got out. Told the story before. My homeboy Adamant came down from Pismo Beach, drove me all over. I was going to pay for his methadone. I was going to break him off $700-800. We couldn't cash it nowhere. Not cash it, motherfucker. Nowhere, man. Nowhere. Even though those check cashing places say you can cash it no ID. I come strolling in. First you have to pay with a freaking $10,000 check. No ID, huh? Cash this. They're like, nah. Not you, buddy. It didn't check out. It did check out, though. I'm going to cut the string and let this fly. Unless I can think of any more asbestos stories real quick. There's tons of them. I got them for several years. They really helped out when I was in prison. I get a lot of $700 ones and $900 ones. When you're in prison, you get $900. Sitting fat. Cut the string on this, let it fly. Peace.